Hi everybody and welcome to the super important you should sit down and watch this Rob Plays That Game channel update. I wanted to talk to you all today about something that I've been thinking about for a long time and something that I've been, sort of racking my brain over and trying to figure out how to go about doing it. And I think I finally settled on a decision that I think is going to be best for Rob Plays That Game, for Rob Plays Those Games, and for everybody watching out there. So to get some potential fears out of the way right away, I'm not ending any series. I'm not cutting back in the total sense on what I'm creating. I'm mainly just sort of reorganizing what goes where and how I'm approaching Rob Plays That Game and Rob Plays Those Game. And I'm going to talk about the changes I'm planning to make, when I'm planning to make them, and why I'm making them. So hopefully you can, I don't know, act accordingly? And I should be playing some game to the side there, because I imagine sitting here and watching me talk to a camera for like 5 or 10 minutes is probably going to get boring quick. So you could watch the game if you ever get bored. For a long time, I was always conflicted with myself because I created what I always imagined was content that fit in 3 different buckets. There was the Disney bucket that had everything Disney related, whether it was the Q&As or the Minecraft Disney or Disney Infinity. And then there was the family-friendly bucket, and that was, your Sims 4 and your Minecraft and, Brock Cop and stuff like that. And then there is the sort of non-family-friendly bucket, which I didn't really contribute as much to, and that's sort of the stuff over on Rob Plays Those Games, Grand Theft Auto, and just games for, older viewers out there. And it was conflicting to me because I really enjoy making content in all 3 of these buckets, but I never knew the best way to go about putting them out there. And I guess to prevent myself from rambling too much, the conclusion I came to is that some of these buckets are better off separated, particularly the Disney stuff from everything else. I would wager a bet that some of you watching this right now are Disney fans, could not care less about video games. You watch it for like the Q&As and all the Disney World news and stuff like that. That would be my guess. So I'm deciding to sort of split these 2 groups up and keep them sort of separated. And the way I'm going to do that is starting next week, I guess. I don't have a set day. I guess you'll just notice it happens. Rob Plays That Game is going to be the home exclusively for Disney-related content. That means revisiting Disney, Minecraft Disney World, Minecraft Disneyland, the Disney Top 3, Disney Playlist, Disney Q&A, Disney News, Disney Infinity, any sort of Marvel games or Star Wars games, anything Disney-related is going to now live on Rob Plays That Game, and that is all that's going to live on Rob Plays That Game. But Rob, what about The Sims and the Pumpkin Army and Chesterfields and Brock Cop and all these other things I love to watch? Well, don't worry, those aren't going anywhere. Well, okay, they are going somewhere. They're not going away. I'm still going to be making those series. That content still is going to exist, but they are moving to a new home, which is Rob Plays Those Games. I don't know how many people know about it, but I've had a second channel called Rob Plays Those Games. It was sort of like this little baby project that I sort of ignored for a while, but I'm getting back into. And Rob Plays Those Games is going to be for everything non-Disney. And actually, if you've been a fan of the channel for a long time, this might all sound familiar to you. I originally split up the channels because I was going to do Minecraft and non-Minecraft. But then, over time, I realized the real distinction should have just been Disney and non-Disney. The good news is, that means if you are a fan of Disney and you've been seeing all these non-Disney videos pop up on your feed and you just roll your eyes and wonder when the next Q&A is, you're not going to have to worry anymore because it's just going to be Disney going forward. And the good news is, if you don't like this Disney stuff, like Lib, and you like all the other stuff, all you have to do is head on over to Rob Plays Those Games and subscribe to that channel, and that'll be your home of just that stuff. No more Disney. And if you're a fan of both, all you have to do is be subscribed to both, and you'll get all of that content. Each channel is going to have 4 videos a week, starting next week or whenever this all starts. So if you're keeping count, if you're a Disney fan, that should be good news to you, because that means 4 Disney videos a week, and that's something I haven't been doing recently, but I've been in the mood to do more and more of. I guess I should say the 4 videos a week on Rob Plays Those Games is a starting point. There might be weeks where, like, you know, last week I got Tales of the Borderlands and I, you know, recorded all of that, and that was a couple of videos in itself. So there may be weeks where it's more than 4. And if you're a fan of both Disney and non-Disney content, you're just a Rob Plays fan, 1, thank you. 2, if you can do the math, that's fantastic, because that means at the very least, there are going to be 8 Rob Plays videos a week for you to watch. It's going to be 1 a day and then 2 on Friday. And the reason I sort of did this ultimately and made the decision at the end of the day is because if somebody's a big Disney fan and they subscribe to Rob Plays That Game, and 4 or 5 out of the 7 videos that week are not Disney related, it might push somebody to the point where they just stop watching and they don't want to, you know, sift through all these videos they don't care about just to get to the 1 or 2 that they do. And vice versa, if you care about non-Disney stuff and I'm like on a Disney binge at that week, you know, it's going to work the same way. And I think a great part of the internet, and something I'm a big believer in, is that you can have all of this content in their own separate channels, and it just makes for a better user experience. At least that's what I think is going to be the case, and that's why I'm making this decision. Now, one topic I did want to talk about, because this does become an issue considering what I'm doing, is the topic of family friendliness, right? I've always made the promise that Rob Plays That Game is always going to be family friendly. And with this change, that doesn't change at all. I mean, it's all Disney content. I have no intention to start getting, you know, vulgar or mature with my Disney content, so there's no worry there. The concern might be that, you know, Sims 4, Pumpkin Army, this is all going to a channel that isn't 100% family friendly. And that was something I really had a problem with, because I think there should be a safe space for people to watch content that isn't, you know, overly mature, whether you're younger or you just want to avoid that content. And I was afraid of just breaking down that wall and mixing everything up. So the solution that I've come up with is what I think is a pretty simple rating system on Rob Plays Those Games. So if you're a fan of Sims 4 and Pumpkin Army and you want to avoid mature content, it's going to be hopefully very easy to tell whether or not a video I post on that channel is family friendly or it isn't. And it's going to be in 3 ways. The first way is going to be the thumbnail. As you can see there is a little banner in the corner and it's green. Green means family friendly. And in that corner, there's the exact same banner except it's red. And red means it is a mature game. If you happen to not catch that on the thumbnail, there'll be another way, and that is the intro bumper. And I've already been doing this actually with Rob Plays Those Games. If the intro bumper is green like this, well, then it means it's a family-friendly game, and you don't have to worry about any sort of vulgarity or questionable content. But if the banner's red like this, that means there will probably be mature content. And then lastly, if you somehow miss both of those, I'm also going to throw a line in the description that clarifies which of the 2 bins it falls into. Just as a, you know, rule of thumb, the way I sort of approach content when it comes to making videos about games is I try to keep myself and the people I'm playing with on the same level of the game, which means The Sims 4, you're never going to really have to worry about it becoming, you know, a mature video, or the Pumpkin Army will never be, because Minecraft's not a mature game. The Sims isn't a mature game. That said, Grand Theft Auto, that's a mature game. There's no expectation that that's going to be a family-friendly video, so, you know, I'm not going to approach it where it has to be family-friendly. So there you have it. A lot of changes, both for Rob Plays That Game and Rob Plays Those Games. Change is scary. I understand that, and I understand there's probably going to be some people here who aren't happy with this announcement that I'm making. If that's the case, I would actually ask for you to say so. Say so in the comments below. I love feedback. I don't always make my decisions solely based on the feedback, but I love to read it and take that into mind. Now, I'm not going to lie and pretend this is a 100% selfless deed that I'm doing here. I think this is going to be as beneficial to me as it is to you guys. I think for you guys, the benefit is it's going to make it easier to subscribe to the content you want to see and avoid the content you don't want to see. We've all been there. I have channels that I subscribe to where there are series or videos that I don't really care for, but I stay subscribed because I like something else, and I wish I could just pick and choose. But I also think this will be beneficial for both of my channels. You know, it's important to have sort of a focus, and Disney is one that I think is really fantastic, and I do think it'll be beneficial to not have all the video game stuff mixed in with it, and vice versa. I think it'll help the video game channel to not have all this Disney stuff mixed in with it. So hopefully both will be able to grow and flourish, and we'll be able to enjoy great content. You'll be getting 8 videos a week at the minimum. You'll still be getting every series that I've been working on and I love to create are still going to be around. I'm not canceling anything. It's just a different place to go watch it. If you're not already and you want to make sure you're sticking along with for The Sims 4 and Pumpkin Army and Chesterfields and all that good stuff, you can head on over to Rob Plays Those Games. I'll throw I guess a card up and an annotation and a link in the description, and you can subscribe to that and it'll start funneling those videos there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Whatever you're doing this week, make the most of it because it makes it that much better, and hope to see you all next time. Bye everybody.